The real reality of carrying stuff, it makes you stronger. Because when you're squatting, you're carrying stuff. When you're on the bench pressing, you're carrying stuff. And after a while, you realize, I can't lift this.
Yeah.
I can't handle this. I can't press through this. I can't endure this. So sometimes life is coming your way, and it's not designed to destroy you. It's designed to make you stronger.
Hi, I'm Walter Bond, former NBA athlete, Hall of Fame motivational speaker, and business accelerator.
And I'm Antoinette Bond. I'm a real basketball wife, a mom, I'm a business owner, and a business acceleration coach.
And this podcast is for business leaders, entrepreneurs, or anyone who's trying to get to their next level and just needs more support in business. Welcome to the Huddle.
Hey, welcome back to another edition of The Huddle.
The Huddle, or The Huddle. There's a lot of huddles, but that is The Huddle. Welcome back.
There are a lot of huddles. Oh my gosh. You know what? I looked that up when I was adding it to some of the platforms the other week. There were a lot of huddles, but there's no huddle like our huddle, baby.
So this is The Huddle. Let's change it. Welcome to The Huddle. All those other huddles are fake.
Yes.
This is the real deal because they don't have her.
And they don't have him.
I'll take it. I'll receive it.
They don't have
Welcome
us.
to The Huddle.
All right. Well, I'm excited because we have been making amazing progress. And I would say amazing progress. We're at the end of October. It's 2024. There's a lot going on in this country. There's a lot going on. We have an election coming up. So thank goodness
and
that
it's football
will be,
season. We love football.
That'll be over soon. My team, University of Miami, we're ranked number 5 now. 8-0. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah. Be clear. So, we're such sports people. That's why everything that we kind of put out in the content and our business, our programs, our trainings, we do a lot, and we've called them the playbook.
Right. And the U. Minnesota, University of Minnesota, 5-3.
Now you know good
Golden Gophers, baby. That's the real you.
He knows University of Minnesota is not the U.
Come on,
Everybody
man.
and their mama
knows the U.
If you hear the U,
row the boat, baby.
You
PJ
are clearly
Fleck,
talking about University of Miami. So
row the boat,
he
PJ
knows
Fleck.
that.
Let's go.
So we're gonna we'll ignore all that excitement, that little fake excitement, because he knows it's all about the U. That's just, and we've been trying to come back for 20 years now. But I'm thinking, we were at the game Saturday night when Miami beat Florida State. And every moment we go to a game, everywhere you go, everybody's like, ooh, is it you? Is it you? Are they back? Do you think we're back? Are we back? And, I've gotten to the point where I'm just like, you know what? Let's just enjoy the ride. Let's enjoy the moment. And, we'll
Big
know
Ten
we're back
football, baby. Big
when
Ten
we're in
football.
that national championship conversation.
Big Ten football.
That's for real when we're back.
Big Ten football. They don't want that Big Ten smoke.
And he loves talking about the Big Ten.
They don't
Why?
want that
Because
Big Ten
Minnesota's
smoke.
in the Big Ten.
They ain't
but I'm
seen
like,
no real
talk about your
defense
little
until they
Big
see that
Ten.
Big Ten
Why?
smoke.
Because it's all about the U, no matter what.
Ten
So he doesn't go talk about
defense.
the association, the Big Ten.
The Big Ten
but I'm
will
talking
hit
about
you.
the organization.
We play defense. They play
the
basketball
U.
on turf.
Oh, whatever.
Big Ten, baby. They'll hit you, smack you in the mouth.
Who did you go watch the other year in Houston at the national? When we went to the champion, what was it, the Final Four? Who was there?
You talking basketball now.
You were just talking about the Gopher basketball.
I was talking about football.
Oh, okay, whatever. It's
Ben
all about
Johnson
the U.
gonna handle his business.
It's all about the U.
Let's talk about this. Let's talk about this.
I'm excited because today we're talking about the locker room.
Yes.
And we came up with that name, that title, that community for one of our platforms, for one of our communities. We launched a program. It's all about morning coaching. And what I loved about when we came up with this idea to help people start their day off right, to get them locked in, focused, how to attack their day, how to be strategic, how to really get their mind right. That's when we came up with this title called The Locker Room. And what I love about the locker room, there are some dynamics, there are some elements that we know exist in a locker room. Walter, what's in the locker room for real, for real, for real?
Everything in the locker room. In fact, one of my best messages I ever gave for a client was impromptu. and I just kind of started riffing on the locker room. So the locker room for an athlete is a very dynamic place. And I'm going to make reference to my college locker room because it's a little bit different in the college locker room than the NBA locker room. You know, in the college locker room, man, that was like your home away from home. You know, you were either in the dorm or you in the locker room. So we did a lot of things in the locker room. You know, sometimes you took naps in the locker room. Sometimes you did your homework in the locker room. You know, sometimes you fought in the locker room. You watched game film in the locker room. We took showers in the locker room, right? We got strategy in the locker room. We laughed in the locker room. We cried in the locker room. We became brothers in the locker room. When I really think about the locker room, it was that place, that environment that was typically players only. You know, the coaches would come in and then they would leave because they had their own locker room. But the locker room was a place where you allowed your leaders, the players, to begin to grow and develop. And there's a little slightly different culture when it was just the players versus the coaches were in the locker room. So the locker room is a very dynamic place. But one thing we talk about in our locker room in the morning is getting all of our clients off to a great start every single morning. Wouldn't you love to start your day off with her? I know I do. I'm with this chick 24 hours a day, and I love it. But you know what? You get a chance to hang out with both of us every morning to start your day out right and to get your mindset right.
I mean, that's that piece of the locker room that I really want to hone in on because honestly, even for me I was a cheerleader in high school. We actually had a locker room. And the locker room, no matter what level of sports, or even if you're a person who goes to the gym and work out, that locker room dynamic is the exact same. Because if you're changing clothes, you're normally getting yourself mentally prepared to go attack. I mean, think about it. You know, we were members of Lifetime Fitness when we lived in the Twin Cities. And you go in that locker room, you know, it's like you take your gym bag, you get changed, you get ready to go upstairs or go to the floor to work out. But the number one thing you're doing as you're changing, you get mentally ready. You got to get mentally ready to go attack. And I know that's the same thing that happens for an athlete every day. You go into that locker room, especially when you think about halftime. The halftime, think about the locker room experience at halftime. Oh my God, imagine the things that you might hear Nick Saban say. Imagine what a Mario Cristobal is saying. Think about the things that they're saying to go get their team ready for battle. When they're telling them like, you know what, we might be down, but we got to do what we got to do. I know one of my favorite lines that Mario Cristobal says is this. He says, how you do anything is how you do everything. Oh my God, I love that when I hear him say that. How you do anything is how you do everything. Oh my God.
And if you heard PJ Fleck say, row the boat, sky you mine, go Gophers. But you're right, though. That locker room is a special place. And I tell people that's the only thing I miss about sports is hanging out in the locker room. But coaches would always say, if you lost a game and you didn't play well, a coach would say, you know what, that's my fault. I didn't have my team ready to play. And the coach's job is to get your team ready to play. And obviously it wasn't all his fault, but a leader will take responsibility for that. So my question for everyone listening, when you wake up on Thursday morning, Friday morning, are you ready to play? Right? You know, a lot of times we come home from work and we're frustrated with our boss and we think our coworkers are idiots. Yeah, I've heard all of that, right? But are you ready to play? Are you ready to go be an impact player? I mean, you're a leadership of one. You're the CEO of you. When you wake up in the morning, when you get in your car, when you hop on your Zoom, if you work at home, are you ready to play? Are you ready to go compete? Are you ready to give it all for your team? You know, yesterday was an emotional day for me because one of my peers, a former NBA ball player named Gerard Mustaf, passed away on his birthday.
Wow.
And he had been communicating with me about helping his wife become a motivational speaker. And I don't know what happened, right? And he was a great guy. I didn't know him that well, but he seemed just like a cool dude. But when he woke up that day, he didn't know that was his last day. There's no way he knew that. I saw a photo of him with his family. So the point is, we got to live our lives like it's the last day because we don't know when it's going to happen. So every day, you got to get ready to play. And what hit me was that we're the same age.
Wow.
He was born in 1969. I was born in 1969. You were born in 1969, although you look like you were born in 89. but that's a whole other subject.
Oh,
but the point is that when you wake up in the morning, guys, there are so many blessings in each and every day, but you got to be ready to play. You have to have your mindset ready so you can go out and win the day. See, a lot of people worry about the year, they worry about the month, they worry about the week. No. We have our locker room conversation with our customers and clients because you need to win today. And if you can win every single day, one day at a time, I'm telling you, you stack 360, how many days in the year? 362 days in the year where you won every single day. 362, you won every single day.
365, babe.
I'm sorry, 365? 365. Imagine you win your day 365 times a year. If you have that mentality that every day is its own entity, no matter what happened yesterday, what's going to happen tomorrow, I'm just going to make sure I maximize today, every single day. Wow. I mean, you can have an incredible life in a short period of time if you develop the mentality that I'm just going to win today. So the locker room is to get all our people's mindset right, ready to win that particular day.
Wow. And you know what I've been loving about the locker room conversation? It's helped our days as well. I mean, we've been having amazing conversations around mindset. You know, we always talk about recalibration, but really about having that mental resilience. I mean, and the mental flexibility to shift, change, and refocus. I mean, think about how many times that you've been stuck in a rut, replaying something over and over and over again. Why? Because you did not feed your mind new food. And that's what the locker room is all about. Every single day, Monday through Friday, it's about coming to that point of contact, getting aligned with people who are in agreement with you, because that's us. We're in agreement with you to get out there, succeed, have success. And one of my favorite words I always say, think bigger. I mean, if you want to win in this world, you got to think big. There is no time for defeated, losing mindset, always acting like somebody's out to get you. No, nobody's out to get you. You know who's out to get you? You. You are actually out there attacking and defeating yourself. This world is all about how you think, how you execute, and how you win. That's the bottom line.
And that's our tagline. Think first. Execute second, and that's when you win, right? And so the point of the matter is, if you're not thinking right, you're not doing right. So we should ask people, how, instead of saying, how are you doing? The question should be, how are you thinking? Because if you're thinking right, you're doing right. But if you're not thinking right, you're not doing right. As a man thinks, so is he. So if you really think about someone who snaps with road rage, really? Man, come on, man. What's going on with your mindset? When somebody just, girl, I just lost it. What's going on with your mindset? The truth is, if we have 70,000 thoughts a day, and if 70% are negative, we're all in the war to get our mindset right. And so what we need to do is keep our mindset in a certain state. And let's be honest. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you feel under the weather, which simply says, I'm not 100%. I got a cough. I got a sore throat. I feel nauseous. I don't feel 100%. I'm not who I am in the natural state physically. And that sucks because sometimes you don't appreciate being healthy until that one day you got a migraine headache, you got the flu, you got aches and pains, and you go lay in the bed and say, man, I don't feel good. I'm going to go lay down. The truth is our mindset is no different. You know, we have to make sure we keep our mindset in the right state because if your mindset is not in the right state and your mind is a little sick, let's be honest. Okay, we talk about the physical body. Sometimes that mindset is a little sick, which means I'm a little negative today. Oh, your mindset's a little sick, right? Or I'm a little angry today. Your mindset is a little sick today. If we really love the conversation around mental health, it's not about you being crazy. Mental health today, and I'm so thankful society's finally gotten there, that mental health is not about you being ill, mentally ill, you know, and hallucinating and all that kind of stuff. It's really about, are you in the right state?
Yeah.
So I want you to understand, you got to protect your mindset and make sure your mindset is always in the right state. And you got to look at your mindset no differently than when you feel about your body's not feeling well. When you dictate your mindset is not right, you better go by yourself and meditate, read your Bible, pray in tongues, do whatever you got to do to get your mindset back. Because once you get your mindset back, come on, we're going to talk about it.
You went there.
Because if your mindset is not right, your day going to be sick.
But that's why you need to come to the locker room.
Come on.
I mean, really,
That's
that's
right.
what we're talking about. You better have that point of contact. You better have the right people on your team, in your squad, that you know that you can reach out to, connect with, to get you right. You know, I think about one of our people on our team, one of our clients. I think about Jerry Cozy. What I love about Jerry went and became an entrepreneur in the last 12 months. I think he left his profession. Now he's launched into entrepreneurism. And one thing that he does is reach out to us in the mornings, and he will be honest with us. And a lot of times it requires us being honest. And what I love about Jerry is he's always honest with us. And this is one of the reasons why we started this locker room, because he needed strengthening. He needed encouragement. He needed to be reminded of who he is and how powerful that he is. Because a lot of times life beats you down, as Walter's talking about. Life can beat you up. Your day-to-day can wear you down, but you better get surrounded and get in an atmosphere where you are picked up, you are lifted up, and you are encouraged. And that's what we all need. We all need encouragement. We all need to be in these atmospheres that we are convinced that we can win. I mean, my God, that's what it's about. I know I need to be reminded every day that no matter what it looks like, I win. And I know that I win. Even as looking shaky, looking crazy, looking like not his best. And there's something I know I said to you a couple months ago, and I said, oh, I can't even believe that we are where we're at in this moment. And you actually you worked to pick me up. But actually, the reason why I could not believe it, because it did not align with my mindset. And so I think about all the people that have a defeated mindset, that what you're talking about. Oh my God, you need to be in an environment where you get picked up. You got to get lifted up, because you were put on this earth to win, and not win by a little bit. Oh my God, no. You were put on this earth to win, and win big and have big success. But you know what? You got to believe it. You see, we can't believe for somebody else. You got to believe that for yourself. And that's what we're talking about in this locker room. Getting your mind mentally stronger, having that resilience, being flexible enough mentally so you can make that mental shift. Because, I mean, really, what an exciting time that we're in. It's so exciting because we can win, and we can win big.
Yeah, but let's have this conversation. This is a real conversation because I remember when I got to the University of Minnesota and I saw guys in the weight room as a freshman, and these boys were throwing up some serious weight. And I was like, dang, these dudes are strong. And I was afraid to sit down on the bench because I was like, I can't lift like they can lift because I had never been in the weight room. And sure enough, I sat down and they put some weight on the bench and I couldn't lift it. And they had to take some off. And the moral of the story is, man, I got to get stronger. And that's what life can be. So sometimes we're carrying stuff for 3 months, 6 months. Sometimes we're carrying stuff for 2 years. It could be your kids. It could be your mom. You know, we got family members, you know, and loved ones that are dealing with a parent with dementia. You're carrying stuff.
Yeah.
But the real reality of carrying stuff, it makes you stronger. Because when you're squatting, you're carrying stuff. When you're on the bench pressing, you're carrying stuff. And after a while, you realize, I can't lift this.
Yeah.
I can't handle this. I can't press through this. I can't endure this. So sometimes life is coming your way, and it's not designed to destroy you. It's designed to make you stronger. So to your point, everyone got some drama. Everybody got some journey. I was on a Zoom the other day. I was at a live event. I was like, man, raise your hand if your life is perfect. Not one hand go up. Raise your hand if your life has ever been perfect. No hands went up. I said, well, think about that. If your life has never been perfect, if your life ain't perfect right now, part of life and maturing is carrying stuff. Right? And so eventually I could bench press 300 pounds. I never forgot. That was that moment like, whoa, I threw up 300 pounds. That was the litmus test for at least a basketball player. Football players like, look, dude, you weak. But for a basketball guy to throw up 300 pounds with long arms, that's a big deal. But that was a goal that to me was a threshold that I wanted to breast through. But it took years. It took years of getting in that weight room, adding more weight, trying to max at 300, failing, put more weight on, pumping up 225, just building, and then eventually I threw 300. Here's what happens in life. All that drama coming your way ain't designed to destroy you. All that drama coming your way is not designed to destroy you. That drama coming your way is designed to make you stronger, but you can't run from it. You can't hide from it. Your job is to lift it. If you can't lift it right now, it's okay. Back off of it. Go get some counseling and lift it again. Back up off it. Go get some coaching and come back and lift it again. The worst thing you can do is hide from your drama. The worst thing you can do is run away from your drama, because I believe God has allowed drama to come your way so you can get stronger. You will never meet a man or a woman who's done big time things, been very successful without some drama. It's a part of the journey, and it's the way that God has designed us to get in our weight room and to get bigger, stronger, and faster.
Wow, Walter, that is good. That was good. I mean, as you were saying that, it just reminded me of like kind of going through processes of defeat. And I mean, if anybody's like me, I remember running for things when I was like in 7th grade. I was talking to one of my best friends from 7th grade. We were texting today, and I was reminded of being in 7th grade, and I was one of those children that was always trying to put herself out there, and I would get defeated. I mean, I would run for student governor president and lose. But you know what? Through that process of defeat, I learned how to become more resilient. And so, as Walter just said, you know what? When you face opposition, it's not designed to make you say or become gun shy and say, I'm never doing it again. No, those moments are designed for you to kind of come back with a different approach. Our approach got to change. So sometimes if you're facing some conflict, some struggle, some issue right now in your life, it's really about how you're watching it, how you're seeing it. And you need to simply reframe it and see it as, wow, okay, what's the lesson I'm supposed to learn from this? How do I go over this mountain, or I'll go around this mountain? But you know what? I'm about to get around or over this mountain. This mountain will not stop me. And you know what? I love that. What she reminded me of, like, it's kind of been in my DNA from the beginning, that I remember like, I don't quit. And I love that when I met a man that had that same mindset, that same mental fortitude, that no matter what, oh no, baby, quitting is not an option. I mean, that's probably why we've been married now, 31 years?
31.
But we both know, like, hey, it doesn't matter what it looks like. It does not matter. We won't quit.
And as soon as we win, we're going to recalibrate and set another goal.
That's the thing. Exactly. Ain't that
But think
something?
about, let's go to sports real quick, that Michael Jordan, on his quest to becoming Michael Jordan, had to go through the Detroit Pistons. He had to defeat the Detroit Pistons. And I'm telling you what, that was a champion.
Yes, sir.
And eventually he got through his weight room. Eventually he got by the Detroit Pistons, and before you know it, a legend is born.
Yeah.
You know, you think about Muhammad Ali, when he had the Thriller in Manila. He had to defeat George Foreman. Nobody thought he could defeat George Foreman but him. He predicted, I'm going to beat George Foreman. I think he even predicted the round. So when he finally knocked out George Foreman, who was a bruiser, who was a stud, he was like, I told you.
Yeah.
I told you. I'm the greatest. So the truth is, for all of us, whether you're Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, or you're going to have some Goliath coming your way. Oh, don't get me started.
That's right, yeah.
You're going to have something coming your way that you're going to defeat. But you got to be willing to fight it. And I'm telling you what, when you fight it and stand up to it, that's where your strength comes from. And that's where your testimony comes from. Let me give you a real example. Think about it. If you know my story, I didn't start on my college basketball team. That was a big mountain to climb. That was a Goliath. And not only did I overcome that Goliath, I got a chance to make it to the NBA and start for the Dallas Mavericks. And it set a platform for me to become a Hall of Fame motivational speaker. So thank God for my Goliath. You don't run from it. Whatever's coming your way, whatever your Goliath is, fight that sucker back. And I'm telling you, just like Muhammad Ali, down goes Frazier, down goes Foreman, and whatever's coming your way, bankruptcy, down goes bankruptcy. Divorce, down goes divorce. You got fired, thank God. There's a book out. This man, I got fired. It's the best thing ever happened to me. Let me tell you something. Whatever you're dealing right now, it's not designed to destroy you. It's designed to make you stronger as long as you don't run from it. You got to get on your bench, load up them weights, and press and lift those weights until you bench press it and get to your victory. And that's what life really requires from you. So don't misinterpret your drama. The worst thing you can do, and hear me clearly, don't ever misinterpret your drama. Your drama is merely your weight room. And once you lift it, you get promoted. Once you lift it, you get to the next level. Well, I remember they went to the board. They wrote my name on the board and Walter Bond, 300-pound club. Yeah, it took years, man. And when I first got in the weight room, I was like, dang, these dudes here can throw a weight. And I didn't realize, like, you know what, if I stay in my weight room, I will too. And I got there faster than some of the other guys. And so you'll get there faster if you just stay in your weight room.
You know, as you were just talking about Michael Jordan and tell those stories, then I thought about LeBron James. What did LeBron James do to get his first championship? He had to get to the right community and the right team. And that's when the Big Three was formed here in the Miami with the Miami Heat. So that's why the people on your squad, the people on your team, it matters. You got to have the right people in your circle, because you have the right people on your team. They can help you do more than you ever thought you were capable of. And so we believe in community here ad nauseum. We believe in community. You got to always have the right people in your team. You got to have the right people in your squad. You got to have the right people in your environment, because everyone does not come from an environment where people are positive, that are encouraging, that can lift them up, that can really support them. That's why you got to seek it out. And so that's what I'm glad we talked about the locker room today, because why? The locker room is a point of strength. It's a point of encouragement, and it's a point of fortitude where, you know what? No one can stop you but you. That was our first keynote. No one can stop you but you. Why? Because you know how to get into the locker room.
And here's my final thought, and I said it earlier. The only thing I miss about being an athlete is that locker room. I miss the University of Minnesota locker room. I remember being in the Utah Jazz locker room. Jerry Sloan, Karl Malone, John Stockton, Jeff Hornacek, Tom Chambers, Tyrone Corbin, Mark Eden. It was an incredible locker room. But then I got a chance to go to the Chicago Bulls briefly, and I got a chance for 5 days to be in the Chicago Bulls locker room. And I'm telling you what, man, I ended up signing with Utah and I left. But for those 5 days, man, that locker room was different. And the difference in Utah, we were winners. But that locker room in Chicago, they were champions. But here's the good news. I got a new teammate in the locker room. We've been in that same locker room for 31 years.
Yeah.
And all the dynamics we talked about in the locker room are in our locker room. Right? But the truth is, we're committed to our locker room. We police our locker room. And we've created a locker room just for you. We would love to start off every morning with you, getting your mindset right so that you can win and win big. And let me tell you something. If you ain't ready to play, that's going to be my fault. If you ain't ready to play, that's going to be her fault. Because our job in our locker room is to make sure you're ready to play. And not just play, but to make sure you go out and win every single day. Because if you put 365 days of victory together, they won't recognize your life. We've had people in our locker room in 12 months double their salary. Woo! Bill Resnick. In 12 months, doubled his salary. He went from being an employee, got hired by a company. Now he's an executive, and he came back and hired me to speak for his company. And when he introduced me, it was like, my. I met a man, and all he was saying that I joined their locker room. And for 12 months, he got my mindset right. She got my mindset right. And I am winning and winning big. Thank God for your locker room. Come join us in our locker room, because we're going to get your mindset right. And I promise you, you hang around us, you're going to think, you're going to execute, and I guarantee you, you are going to win.